Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Chamber Chat. Cade Kennedy here with you alongside Jody Brott. Jody, first of all, how are you doing today? It's a Monday. I know some people are Monday people, some people are not, such as myself, but how are you doing today?
Feeling pretty good, but I'm pretty exhausted at the same time. I took some good naps yesterday.
Well, I mean, they were much needed, I'm sure. I mean, it was a busy, maybe throw one more busy in there, 4th of July weekend. I mean, when you have Tacoma, Alva, Winoka, just about everybody around here does theirs, of course, on the 4th, and then Carmen on the 5th. I mean, that is just a 3-day stretch of everybody is everywhere, and then you wake up that Sunday and you're just worn out.
Yeah, well, and we were working fireworks stand since the 24th. And so it was crazy. And so our family does kind of a divide and conquer sort of thing since my husband does Boss Music and we do the fireworks stand. And we've got the menagerie that we've got some celebrations that we take the porta potty out with the animals to places. It's a divide and conquer. I was on my feet all day on the 3rd and the 4th, just in the fireworks stand. My feet were exhausted, and then we celebrated on the 5th. We were able to, Breaker was able to go up to the fireworks and everything on the 4th here in Alva. And then on the 5th, we as a family were able to go to Carmen. And that was a crazy, fun time. The amount of people that come into tiny little Carmen is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, just being there, and I was on the way to Enid last week, so I decided to, scout. I don't know, you can't really scout a city park, you just kind of show up to it. But I was thinking, looking at all these things, there's going to be, the Boss Music's going to be here. We're going to have the fireworks. We're going to have, all these sorts of things, all these stands and shops and food trucks. And I just remember staring at that park for a minute thinking, here? They're doing this all here in this what looks like Little Park, and then you come back a few days later and it's just okay. I don't know how it all fits, but everybody's here. And I mean, it was really well done. People were super friendly. I mean, it was a blast. The fireworks were great. It was a good time.
They really put on a great show. And we had several chamber businesses there. We had Boss Music, Nam and Pops was there, Old Time Ice Cream was there. OBI is a chamber member, and they were there. I think that was all. But several chamber members going out and about at some of these celebrations, and so it's a lot of fun to see the familiar faces as you move beyond Alva. With Northwest Oklahoma. It's just such a great place. And then Freedom had their celebration too. Their 100-year celebration on Friday or Saturday as well. Yeah.
I mean, just about everybody was out somewhere doing something.
And if you weren't, I hope
you were shooting off your own fireworks.
Yeah.
If you weren't somewhere else,
Again, if you were bored, it's your own fault.
Yeah.
It
was one of those. Even last night, there were people still I could hear shooting off fireworks, and I was just thinking, that's the one thing I love about this holiday. It's not really a holiday; it's almost like a 2-week period.
It is.
People start, late June, and they'll just shoot. I'm sure someone will be shooting them off today.
Oh yeah.
It's either shoot them now or wait till New Year's or some other special occasion.
That's right.
I'm sure I'll hear one or two go off tonight, but. The main thing I wanted to talk about, how was Alva's? Obviously, KLV, we were in Winoka, covering Winoka's 4th of July. Celebrations went great down there. But how was everything in Alva for 4th of July?
So there was the Little Red Hens pulled off a great event at Hatfield Park starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. I know there was a cornhole tournament. I know my brother-in-law and his son-in-law went, and I think they got 3rd place and won some money going to play cornhole and in their cornhole tournament. And then, sack races and the barrel rides and Nam and Pops again. Nam and Pops is all over the place. They are busy this time of year. They've got a great crew. Little Red Hens coming together. And then Rowdy Rangers serving up hot dogs for the meal on the 4th. And then, of course, the pool was open. And then fireworks at the rec. Just so much There's always so much going on, so much, whether it's in Alva or surrounding community, there is always something going on. So, hey, if you don't like what's happening right here, you can just run over here and
Yeah,
hit
I'll
up
say
that place.
it's about 20 minutes somewhere else, and you'll find something else to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's great that all of these communities have so much happening.
Absolutely. I mean, even talking to some of the people at Carmen, and you mentioned it here, I don't know how some of those people get up at 9 a.m. for 4th of July. They're there, they're ready, they have a smile on their, well, I hope they have their smile on their face the entire time. I think most of them do. Most of them are pretty happy about the work they do and should feel proud about the work they do. But just, I'm not a morning person. So the idea of getting up at 9 a.m. and going 9 to, fireworks start 10 at night, that you're running 13 straight hours just to get to the fireworks, and then it's half an hour, 45 minutes after that, and then you got to get home, and by the time you do all that, you're looking at the clock thinking, I've been working or doing something for 15 straight hours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think, with my husband and Boss Music, I don't think he got home until 2 o'clock in the morning by the time he, turned everything off and shut everything down after the fireworks in Carmen, because there was a live band afterwards that he was doing sound for. So he had to break down all of that and everything. So it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard him come in. So, or the dogs did.
Yeah.
The dogs heard him
Someone
come
did.
in.
That's the important thing. Somebody did.
The dogs heard him come in, and then I heard the dogs. So I'm like, oh, he's home. Okay.
Well, there you go. But it's hard to think so much changes in a week. I mean, last week we're at Holder Drug. We're giving away a grill. And now here we are all kind of still exhausted from what was a hectic 3 days of fireworks. But it's one of those, going out and just getting to see all the people, out celebrating the 4th it's something really special.
It really is. And the fact that they do spread it out over several days, so you're not just missing it. If you can't make one specific night, you can make another. So
Exactly.
I just love that so much.
Yeah, and it was nice seeing some people at Carmen, that I saw the night before at Winoka, or some people that are like, I think I saw that person yesterday. Maybe do they live in that? I don't know. But you just kind of see everybody from all over. It really is a multi-day event. So it is always just hats off to all the people that make that work, because I honestly don't know how all of you do that. I don't know how you have the time and energy to do that.
Well, and it's people choosing to give up their time in order to serve the community. And it is just an awesome, awesome thing to just live in this area. We just have so many who are willing to pitch in and serve. And I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable, the amount of people that we have that helping. But that's not the only thing going on. As much as I could just keep talking about the 4th of July, that could be the entire episode in and of itself.
We got to look forward, right?
I could ramble on for 15 more minutes here, but we do have on the horizon, the wide horizon of 10 days away. I mean, we're going to blink, and then we're going to talk about school starting soon.
I know.
Halloween or Thanksgiving or Christmas, and then we'll wake up one day and it's all of a sudden 2026, and we don't know how that happened.
We're shooting off fireworks for New Year's.
We're shooting off. Yeah, exactly. We'll go from fireworks to fireworks, just around the clock.
There you go.
The Alva All School Reunion coming up the 17th through the 20th. That is going to be the next major event here in Alva. And as you were telling me, Jody, I believe there's some sort of citywide cleanup event as well going into that.
Yeah. So there's going to be over the next week. What is happening is let me get this right here in front of my face so I say it right. Alva's Crazy Cleanup Day, Saturday, July 12th. So that's this Saturday that's coming up. And, that's just a push to get Alva looking great. Clean up right before all of the alumni come back to town. All of those former gold bugs. We want Alva to look and feel. We want people to look and want to see it and be like, wow, it looks so great here. So the city is offering 4 different roll-off dumpsters located throughout Alva so that you can get your stuff. If you need to clean out some stuff, you can come and dump that into those roll-off containers. We've got roll-offs that will be located at VAP for the south side of town. We've got Alva High School parking lot over for west side of town on the north side. Moore's Venture Foods and then just right here centrally located at the Alva Chamber of Commerce parking lot. We will have one there as well. And so we've got these roll-off containers available for people to come and put there. You know, if you've had some stuff that you've needed to throw out for a while, go throw it in that roll off. We've got 4 different options throughout the town. So bring your junk and chunk it.
There you go. I think that is the happiest I've ever heard someone talk about trash and just get rid of stuff. We got to make everything, you know, not that it looks bad or anything, but we got to make it look better than it already is, like you said, for all the people coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're encouraging people also. And just to like businesses, if they want to spruce up, if they want to put some gold bug, like I plan to paint the chamber window, like just a welcome back gold bug sort of something. Like we are encouraging people to do that as well, just like we did at Christmas time when all the windows were painted for Christmas. We were encouraging people to paint their windows as well, just to make it more black and gold. And that weekend's going to be Crazy Day weekend as well. So there's going to be lots of shopping on Saturday morning with our businesses. We're actually going to be putting all of that info out in our newsletter, which anyone can subscribe to our newsletter if you go to alvaok.net. There is an opportunity down at the bottom. You can scroll down to the bottom of that first screen, and that's where you can sign up for the newsletter. But yeah, there's just so much. There's going to be pop-up shops also on that Saturday. Crazy cool boulevard cruise as we do every year. But there's going to be multiple bands on the boulevard. There's going to be multiple food trucks here that weekend, actually, that starting that Thursday. I think that there's going to be food trucks starting into town as well. Of course, we want you to go to all of those local restaurants as well and hit them up. But there will be extra food trucks in town to accommodate all of the extra people. Some of the people are, some of the classes are getting together and having their own specific reunions. So I know that we will be hosting at the Menagerie. We will be hosting classes of 99 and 2000 at our house at the Menagerie and getting ready for that. And just all around town, there's stuff going on. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that was the word. I was say this. It's all going to be fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's going to be good for a lot of people to see old friends again. Old people that they, you know, some people come back into town that they haven't been here in a long time. So I'm looking forward to it, even though I'm not a gold bug myself. So most of these people will be like, I don't know who you are, but welcome to Alva anyway.
Yeah.
You know, we've always got to be friendly and hospitable. That's what we do up here. I mean, we are red carpet country for a reason. We roll that red carpet out for just about anybody.
And you know what? There's lots of honorary gold bugs, right? I mean, like, I'm just thinking there are people who have been supporting the gold bugs for years. And so we just call them an honorary gold bug, or maybe all of their children graduated from Alva High School and they've been at all the things. Honorary gold bug. That's my thought. You still, whether you graduated from Alva or not, you know people who graduated from Alva. And so just get in, be a part of it. The parade will be that Saturday morning as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. They do want you to register, though. If you are an Alva High School grad and you have not registered yet, they just kind of want to have a head count of everybody coming into town. So you can go to the Alva Goldbug Education Foundation website, and I don't have that off the top of my head, but if you just Google Alva Goldbug Education Foundation, and in their menu, you can click down to Goldbug Alumni Reunion. Click on that, and it's going to have all of the information that you need. They also have all of that on Facebook as well, so you can just go in and find that group and see what all is going on. But if you get registered, then they know who all's coming to town. They know what to expect. There may be even a goodie bag for you. I don't know. There's just stuff that's happening and going on. And their kickoff night is going to be at the Nightlight. And then they've got a golf tournament and the parade and tours around town. So if it's been a while since people have been here or they haven't been through the school in a while, they'll have those going on. There is just so much. Again, if you are bored, it is your own fault.
I think Sunday would have been a day everyone would have been okay being bored. Though.
Yes, yes.
You know, for one day at least.
Yes. And if you want to, just sleep the next day, you know.
There you go. That's the day we all kind of okay, go to church, get back.
It's your day of rest.
Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But once again, that's alvagoldbugeducationfoundation.com. The pre-register there, like you mentioned, you can order your reunion T-shirts. There's some more info there. I know they were talking about some merchandise. For Rose and Ben last week, we had Elizabeth Ritchie on to talk about it. And, I mean, she was going through some of the merch, some of all that stuff. This is the last time they had one of these big all-school reunions was in 2000.
Yes.
It was 25 years ago, and that was the first one, and for a long time, that was the only one.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to see. I don't know if it's just going to be an every 25 years type of thing or what, but it's going to be intriguing to say the absolute least, see how many people make their way back to Alva after so long. I'm excited to see it. Thursday night, of course, like you mentioned, the kickoff at the Nightlight. The silent auction, dancing, drinks, food, no cover charge there. They want people to come dressed in one of two things. Either something in black and gold, which makes sense, that's Alva's colors, or what I think is the more interesting option, an outfit from the decade you graduated.
Oh, interesting.
So, I mean, if you're talking, dress like you were in high school, basically. Mm-hmm. And that could lead to all sorts of mishmash. I'd like to see a photo of that. I mean, if you got people in stuff from the 70s and 80s compared to the 2000s, I'm sure it looks completely different style-wise.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. Friday, the Golf Scramble silent auction, Friday morning, that's 9 a.m. out at the Golf and Country Club. And then the registration as well, and the merchandise sale starts at 9 a.m. as well at the Goldbug Central Office there on Flynn. And then that Friday night, I mean, seeing people, they're going to have their own class gatherings. I'm sure all sorts of businesses, restaurants, places will have, they'll be the hosting sites for a lot of things. That's going to be one of those pictures Friday. I mean, just get a snapshot of that. Alva looking about as lively as you could imagine with all sorts of people. That is going to be fun to see.
Yes, absolutely. So if you haven't made plans, make sure you make your plans.
Yeah.
To come and just experience. Who knows who you're going to run into?
Yeah, you never know. You could see someone you haven't thought about in 10 to 15 years ago. I did go to high school at that point. I need to catch up with them. That's what happened to me when I was in Escatawga even. It was someone I hadn't seen in 2 or 3 years from college. It was just, I'm glad I came out here just to sit down and talk to them for a little bit. You never know who you're going to run into, and it's never a bad idea. It's never a bad thing to catch up with people.
Absolutely. The Alva Speech and Debate team will also be having a get-together. So if you were a part of the Alva Speech and Debate team, they've got that information. I think that's on Saturday, early afternoon, up at the high school auditorium is where that will be, I believe. I may be wrong on that, but again, you can always go and check Alva Goldbug Education Foundation underneath the Goldbug Alumni Reunion, and they have all of that listed there.
And then, of course, Saturday, we've harped on it enough. The parade, 10 a.m., that's going to be good. I know they're trying to get, class floats are encouraged. I know they said they've already got 3 or 4 planned. I know Rosie was talking about possibly driving her little golf cart around in the parade, so that'll be neat to see. The downtown square, and then afternoon, the town and school tours. That'll be good for people who haven't been to Alva in a while to see what all, they'll be happy to see that the pool's back up and running.
Yeah.
That'll be big. I know the pool, the kids getting in free, that's been a big thing.
That has been the coolest thing. Just one business after another, one family after another, going in and matching the person before them or saying, hey, I'll sponsor this many kids. I'll sponsor this many kids. Alva State Bank is doing, I think it's 100 kids every Saturday of July, I think is what it is. And then throughout the week, they've got, oh my gosh, just one family after another. So how cool. I just think how cool it is that everybody comes together to do it for the kids, and all these kids get to swim for free. How cool would it be if that happens throughout the entire summer?
Yeah, I mean, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's another thing about Alva and Northwest Oklahoma. You don't get that everywhere. You really don't. I mean, that's that's a privilege some people take for granted a little bit, but it's
Yes.
one of the perks about up here. Everyone always helps out each other.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
then afternoon town and school tours, like we talked about. And of course, the Crazy Cool Cruise on the boulevard. You'll have the food trucks, live bands, all of that starting at 8 o'clock Saturday night, July 19th. So you have time to prepare for this. I mean, you've
Absolutely.
still got time. If you know someone for one of your classes and you don't know if they're coming or not, reach out to them. See if they're going to be here. They've got 10 days to make plans. That's plenty enough time.
Yeah. Oh, hey, and we'll have community coffee that Friday morning at the courthouse, sponsored by the Woods County Sheriff's Office as well. So, another space that you can come in and just commune, connect, and have some coffee.
And then one of the other things I wanted to talk about quickly, finally jumping off the class reunion for a moment, because that Sunday will also be kind of, they want people to, stay in town, go to maybe the church they grew up going to when they were in Alva, and sorts of things like that. Another day to hang out. But I want to kind of shift gears a little bit to close out here, because just looking at the community calendar there on the Chamber website, one of the nice things about Wednesdays that I've noticed has been going on, and I think it's really neat, the Alva Public Library having the Lego days and the movie
Yes.
days usually starts about Wednesday 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Just another nice little thing for the community for kids to
Yes.
get to go have fun. Who doesn't like Legos? I mean, that's not just a
Right.
kids thing. That's an everybody thing.
That is my son's favorite thing. I think he asks me every day if he can go buy another Lego set. And I'm like, no, we just got one. And then I find one on clearance and I'm like, okay. So, but yeah, that is so cool. And my son always loves to go to Lego Day, and then he'll come home and tell me what he built. And he's like, man, they've got some Legos I don't have. So and then movie day, it's lit, like they alternate those Lego days and movie days, and they've got stuff going on throughout the summer. So make sure that you go to the Alva Public Library site to see everything that they've got going on.
Yeah. Then of course you got the vacation Bible schools
Yes.
going on. I mean, there is, like you've said it before. I don't know how many times we're gonna break a record for how many times one specific phrase can be said by the time this show is said and done. If you're bored, it's your own fault. There's
Exactly.
always something going on somewhere in Alva.
Absolutely.
If not, you can always find something to do.
Yeah,
You can
find
always
your
create your
space.
phone.
Yeah, find your space. Hey, if you I have a friend who loves to run, and she has created her own runners club, and so she invites people to come and run with her. Now, I'm not running with her, but I love that she loves to run, and she's inviting people to run with her. And so, like, that's the thing. If you don't see the space that is your space, create it. Like, we have this ability, and that is amazing. Are you a gamer? See, you can
A little
a little
bit, yeah.
bit. Like, I just you can grab a couple friends and game together, right?
Exactly.
There's something always, we can do something. You like to get outside, go to the park, invite a few friends. There truly is so much to do right here.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those you always, and I don't always think about this a lot, but even on trips and things like that, where you just see, certain places and you compare it back to here, it's just, we kind of have that ability to create. And a lot of places, that stuff has already been created. So there's always something that can be done.
Absolutely.
Always the parks and area. I like telling the story. There was a kid in college that I had class with, and he was from Fort Worth. So, giant compared to here. And he was, talking to me. He was the usual, thing I would hear from college kids, which I say weird because I'm just a year older now. But, well, there's nothing to do here. There's, it's like, okay, take a walk with me. We're gonna do this. We had to
Right.
go. We had to go do an assignment, and we were, with some of the murals and stuff around town.
Yes.
And that's something I always encourage people. If you're really seriously, you find yourself that bored, go try to find all the murals and just read about them a little.
Yeah.
My favorite is always the Bass Reeves mural
Uh-huh.
by Rialto. I saw that. I've seen that I don't know how many times just walking past to get a drink or go see a movie or something like that. But just always walking by it. They are beautiful.
Yes.
They're absolutely beautiful to see. And even if if you're that bored, that just take an hour, walk around the square, see what's going on, say hi to people. That's a pretty fulfilling hour.
Yeah. Go to the museum.
Exactly.
Oh
Go
my
to the
goodness.
museum.
The museum has so much in there.
Better yet, go to the museum and ask if it's haunted. That's another entirely different discussion that you can lead to
I
having some
think
fun with.
I think they've got some of their researchers coming out maybe later this month, something like that.
Yeah.
So
But it was one of those, that was a fun conversation to have with that kid because, once we kind of did all that, he's like, okay, I get it now. I was like, see, I hate that I have to drag people to the square and do all that to get them to realize, like, there is stuff here.
yes.
But it's like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought. It's like, just get outside a little bit.
Yes.
It doesn't hurt to be outdoors.
It can
Unless
be-
you're outdoors too much and you're like me and you get sunburnt really easily. But
Yeah.
that's a whole nother discussion for a different day.
It can be a culture shock if you are coming from a larger city. Alva can be a culture shock, these smaller towns, just like it is for us if we go to those bigger cities. Man, driving in Dallas a month or so ago when we went down there, it's culture shock to be around, and just, man, we're so blessed. I did want to bring up one other thing that just came to my mind this weekend on July 12th at Bonham Pond at the Salt Plains National Wildlife Refuge is having a night hike from 8:30 to 10:30, and there will be live snakes to meet and greet, a self-guided walk around Bonham Pond, and a guided walk with Dr. Ledbetter at Eagle Roost Trail. I mean, I'm not there for the meet and greet of the snakes.
I know. I'm good.
But-
I'd rather not meet or greet any snakes in my life.
But a night hike, and some people love.
Yeah, some people
love that. But a night hike, I mean, and like once the sun goes down, we almost had some cool nights. Like
Yeah.
it was nearly cold on the night of the 3rd and the 4th. I wishing that I had a jacket because when the sun goes down, it is beautiful. So you go out for that night hike at the Salt Plains National Wildlife Refuge, and you can check out more of that on their page. And we actually have their flyer in our newsletter today. So something else to do. There's always
just
something
one
to
of
do.
the things. I'm not going to go on too much of a tangent about it because, again, could be here forever. But that's one of the things I always find funny so much about the weather. Even at Winoka and Carmen doing these 4th of July celebrations, the shade and the heat, the shade and the sun, you would not think makes that much of a difference. But it feels like it changes about 20 degrees when
Oh
you
my
step
goodness.
from one into the other.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was a fun experience at Carmen. Okay, I need to go run, get some. Why is it now 95 degrees out? It was 70 a moment ago. It was
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah, the cloud would cover, the wind would come, and it was beautiful. And the next thing you know, the cloud is gone, and it is so hot.
Yeah, it is just absolutely ridiculous. But folks, as always, thank you for tuning into Chamber Chat here on KLV. Jody, of course, thank you for coming on. We always appreciate it. And we hope to see
Absolutely.
you next time.
Yep. We'll
But-
see you.
Folks, until then, we'll get you back to regular programming, whatever that means. I'll never figure out what regular programming means for this place, but apparently we have to say that. Folks, we'll get you back to regular programming here on KLV.